Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so yikes, there has been some absolutely horrible, horrific, very sad incidents that have happened in the recent days since I last put up a video earlier in the week. I think it was right before Christmas. But there is the Azerbaijan incident and then the one that just happened yesterday, which was the South Korea one. And I'll start with the first one that, in my opinion, is a little less tragic, being that there were some survivors and not so much in the South Korean, sorry, plane wreck. But I'll get into that with some footage here in a few minutes. And yeah, before I do that, if you wouldn't mind pressing like and subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, let's jump in. So, what are all these horrible things that have happened in these recent days? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I'll first start off with the incident that happened on December 25th in Azerbaijan when they had a commercial airliner on their way from Baku. I think I said that right. Baku, their capital, Baku. We'll go with Baku. Their Azerbaijan's capital, Baku, was on a plane route on their way to Grozny, which is in Chechnya, when it was supposedly struck by a bird that flew into their jet engine, making it lose power and then having to make a emergency landing, is what Russia first was trying to claim. There is only one problem with that. There has been countless, and I mean countless, video footage, evidence contradicting everything that Russia was trying to claim happened to this airliner. So, with all the video evidence that has been coming out, this is the actual event that took place on December 25th with that airliner. So, the day that this commercial plane was shut down, it really was traveling from Azerbaijan to Grozny. But on the way there, Russia's Pantsir air defense system is what actually shot this plane mid flight. It tried to then make an emergency landing on the Russian territory where it was denied. And the next best thing for this airliner was to go about 2 miles across the Caspian Sea, and it crash landed. Now, why would Russian air defense shoot at a commercial airliner? And that is another great question because, and it's a complicated one, but it has to do with Ukraine. And it's because recently Ukraine has been launching tons and tons of drones at the Chechen barracks, their police station, basically just all of Chechnya. And so they mistaken this commercial airliner for one of Ukraine's drones that they have been recently experiencing attacking them. So this does seem like it was an accident. It doesn't make it any less worse. There are still tons of people that have lost their lives in this accident. Mistaken identity. You know, because this was a commercial airliner. So that is really unfortunate. Somebody was obviously pretty trigger happy with the Russian air defense Pantsir air defense. Whoever's in control of it, they clearly didn't know what the hell they were doing. Or, I mean, how do you get confused with a smaller experimental plane? Like it's one of those. It's one of those smaller. I think it's a fox bat or something like that. It's called. It's a homegrown Ukrainian smaller. I think they're called experimental airplanes. Uh, but I don't know how you get that confused with the huge airliner. But nonetheless, it happened. Tons of people lost their lives. But this guy here in the video made a video during the plane flight and then after it. And it's just amazing that he was one of the few people that survived. And I'm sure he feels absolutely really grateful. And I'm happy that this guy happened to make it out alive. So at least that's one of the people. Unfortunately, there was over, I believe it was 39, over 39. That was the last I checked with the count. But unfortunately, that was just one of the incidents that had happened in these last 4 days. But anyways, here's some footage of before and after that plane wreck of one of the survivors from the Azerbaijani commercial plane wreck.
وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله
Hamı sakit olsun.
الله أكبر الله أكبر
Qabağa 20 nəfər gəlsin.
الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا
Amma eləsin, ağızda durmaq olmaz.
الله أكبر الله أكبر
Hamı kəmərlərini bağlasın. Hörmətli sərnişinlər, təlimata uyğun hərəkət edin, hər şey yaxşı olur. Hamı eləsin, kəmərini bağlasın. Dəhlizdə durmayın, təhlükəlidir.
الله أكبر
So, on to the second story that I want to talk about tonight, that being the South Korean airliner that had to do a crash landing yesterday. The story isn't that much. I mean, the story is not that complex, though. This airliner happened to go down because of a simple reason. Its landing gear failed to deploy, so it had to make a crash landing. Unfortunately, it was at a really high rate of speed. They ran out of runway and it just burst into flames. And there is footage of people on board taking video while they were. Oh shit! I'm about to knock down my mic. Of people on board taking um videos of everything that was happening from the inside, and I'll be playing them here in a minute. But unfortunately, in this case, these South Koreans weren't as lucky as the people that were in the Azerbaijan commercial airliner. So, anyways, here is the video of what was going on before these South Koreans, and tragically, lost their lives. But anyways, yeah, that was a tough one, man. That is some really, really sad stuff that has been going on. But this type of stuff that I cover usually isn't anything nice, but it is things that are happening all around the world. Specifically, I try and stay on the Ukraine, uh, the conflict over there with Russia and Ukraine. But this was definitely worth talking about. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for me. I hope everybody has a good night. Um, and I don't know if I'll make one before New Year's, but if not, then I'll probably make one right after New Year's. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve. Don't get in trouble. Uh, but yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.